we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado. For this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They'll go play action with Nix. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 down at the 33. Nix going to give to Harvey. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Here's Nix. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
It's a gain of 7.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Trying to run for it. Here's Harvey. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try it now with Harvey. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call.
That's another Broncos 1st down.
To throw is Nix. Dancing to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Bo Nix, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are on the board first here this afternoon. Lutz with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it was finished off with a 10-yard touchdown scamper. Kevontae Turpin now from his end zone. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
At the 14-yard line.
Prescott down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 8.
42-yard line.
Nix to the air. They'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. To throw, here's Nix. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
2nd drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. To throw is Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Here's 3rd and 6. Looking to throw. Prescott. It's caught inside the 25. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Play action now. Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Prescott yet again. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. That's Drew Sanders who got in there and dropped it. So 1st down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lamb. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now. Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down. So on 4th down, Prescott off and on his Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick here is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Broncos about set to go on offense. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Cortland Sutton was the man he was looking for. 3rd down here. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now it's Nix. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, out is the rookie 6th-round pick, Jeremy Crawshaw, to punt. Deep to return is Cavante Turpin. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's about.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. On 1st down, it's Blue. And they're knocking on the door now. There's a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. 15 more yards there, and quickly another 1st down. A first carry now. This is Williams. And he will possibly get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. On the other hand, it will definitely take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Now a handoff to Blue running left side. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Off the play fake, Nix out to his left. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line.
Off the bootleg, here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Harvey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on him because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
That's caught left side by Mo Alley-Cox. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they go with Harvey. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
11 more yards. And the Broncos, first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Throwing Nix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. Touchdown, Broncos! A great effort there. With touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. What's good on the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Taken at the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Dallas offense set for this next drive. They've been settling quite a bit. They've been able to move the football some, but they've just been settling. That's one of the reasons they're down on the scoreboard.
I love that word you picked, settling, because nowadays in this NFL, you're thinking touchdown almost every drive because everything's so high-powered. Yeah, you'll take the field goal, but you always feel like you're leaving points out there when you don't put it in the end zone.
They'll be trying to put it in the end zone here on this drive. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. 2nd down and a yard. Now a shotgun handoff, Blue. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage was so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
Drops it to Blue, complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
2nd and 2 at the 18-yard line.
Out of the gun, they run with Blue. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Prescott. Touchdown! CeeDee Lamb. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys have got it back to within a score. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that'll make it 17-13. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost...
And this is caught right along the sideline. Well, job of keeping the toes in bounds there. It's a gain of 35.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
45 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner, but where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. R.J. Harvey with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Dak and the Cowboys getting set for their next possession. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 10.
Prescott on play action. That one down the field for Ferguson. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jake Ferguson, 72 yards. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead is down to 4. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had. Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I should have thrown that.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that gives him a 3-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, You would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen, put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Picked off by Marquise Bell. And he'll take it across midfield and down the 48-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents had a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Setting up a screen for Harvey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Flush to his right. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Nix. And this one is incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. He seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So, well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL.
To kick off for the Broncos.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. This taken in at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. It just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
They go draw here. Blue. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. They go with blue between the tackles. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down. They'll run up the middle here with blue. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They go again with blue. Touchdown, Cowboys! Jaden Blue. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Looking to put a drive together.
At their own 26-yard line.
Working out of the gun is Nix. To the left side, he's got McMillan. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
And now they'll shift things around. Oh, the motion comes too late. And this is going to be a delay. Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. Following the delay, here's 2nd and 9. Nix from the shotgun. On the slant, completes to Sutton. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here's Nix. He'll buy some time right. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Cowboys will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 43. Following the interception, here's Prescott. Throw left side complete. That's Coleman. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 2. Off the play fake, Prescott. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They hand it off. It's Blue. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
A gain of 12. And the Cowboys first down.
They'll try and run again with Blue. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's Ferguson. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 20-yard line.
First down, Dallas.
In motion, the tight end. Now Prescott. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Alex Singleton making the play defensively. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take-that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. So on fourth down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides will be thrilled with that.
The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. Next to the air. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. To throw is Nix. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. On play action, here's Nix. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 39.
That's another Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 30.
Back to the air with Nix. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
First down, Cowboys.
Throwing, Prescott. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Here's a give, left side, Blue with it. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And it's 3rd down.
Prescott now. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a two-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 99 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. One play has him up past the 40 already and another first and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Broncos first down. First and 10.
Off the play fake. Here's Nix. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
Brings up second and 2.
Now it's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Flushed out right. Finds his tight end Ingram. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's second down. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
A short throw to Ingram. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. And a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Broncos are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
A handoff. Here's Harvey.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. R.J. Harvey with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Lutz good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Right now clinging to a one-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Looking left side, he's got him in. That's Ferguson. That goes for a gain of 31. So a first and 10 now in Denver territory at the 47. They'll send the tight end in motion. Now Blue trying the right side. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
So with your team leading in the fourth quarter, you know you've got to run the football. They know you've got to run the football. Sometimes that means there's nowhere to run the football.
Slot man moves right. Looking to throw. Prescott.
Tolbert hauls in the out route.
And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other.
And it's third down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Here's Prescott. A safety valve here. That's complete. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
On the play. Brings up fourth down.
So a big one coming here for Brandon Aubrey. This to perhaps salt this one away. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will stay a one-score game as the lead will hold at 6. But things just got interesting. They tried for the long field goal there to salt this one away. They don't get it, and now a little time for the other guys to mount a late drive.
Well, they thought their kicker would put it through the post and finish this one off. I'm sure they discussed pooch punting it and letting their defense take over. Well, the defense now has to make it stand up, but they didn't get the best field position because the ball comes back to the line of scrimmage.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Captain.
He's back to throw. Escaping the play. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. Back to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
And that's the downside of taking these big shots because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up and it's fourth down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage, you also need to just keep the game alive.
They're going. It's Nix. Oh, and that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position.
Yeah, here we go.
Prescott fires one out wide, complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's third down.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Prescott. Drops it to Blue, complete. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first.
We can make this one pretty simple. Blocked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get into his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and this will stay a one-score game as the lead will hold at 6. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
They'll come up now on second down.
On the coverage.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles, and that brings this one to a close.
Yeah, I think Hope was wearing one jersey and Worry was wearing another on the other sideline as that final